Okay, so for those who would like to see what I did with my action cam, I put that sticky thing on my windshield, but then I found if I let me see, if I have camera upside down, then it's a problem. So basically I had to do this one. You see, I have the sticky part over there, and like one arm going this way and one arm going this way, and I will put my action cam like this and bolt here. So in this case, in editing, I don't need to flip upside down all the time. This would be normal position like this, because for some reason it will give you a file upside down if you have camera upside down. Anyway, I'm gonna attach right now. Now I attached, so I put like a normal position, those two small pieces on the bottom, so it's gonna look like this. It's working fine to me. So it's actually because it's closer, because that arm, it goes like towards you. So I think it's okay, it's working for me. I can talk and I have a normal position. I don't need to flip upside down in editing. It's okay. Now
is it a Squintle or the new Jeep Wrangler?
the question about exploring. At the same time, people say all those Silicon Valleys are dishonest. They don't say the truth. They never said the truth. It's basically a big hiding, some kind of bullshit, and someone approved them, and they cannot figure out. Well, I can tell you, whoever approved them had to disapprove them. I did say about that many times. The first thing, let me tell you, the first thing was like in 91, when I walked in Manhattan, and they have buildings, road buildings, cars, buses, and then I've seen one minivan, American line over there, and they were having different cables or whatever inside. So AOL had a certain their way. You can research what is a 91, but from what I see, sometimes it could be backdated. They say mine was like this or that, it's backdated. Whatever AOL had, be it software or network, that's their way of network software. So I came to my own external system, which is not sitting in New York, but it is international system, because AOL didn't have international system. And I came to my search engine. They did not have that kind of search engine, and they did not have different companies besides. That's my way. So that was implemented illegally, be it later by AOL, because they weren't profitable, and then they changed to my way. And then Yahoo is illegal too. Who approved it? Well, first of all, I think big part my ex-wife illegal papers look like I allow or even sign for me. Because in '94 I was in Minnesota, later I moved to Arizona, but I was physically in United States. So, and the same for Yahoo. Physically I was in United States, but they were using papers made up by politicians or made up by my ex-wife overseas. Because like I said, I got divorced in '93, she went back in '93 and she started to talk, and they started to make papers overseas, but I am not overseas. But they're making papers for me look like I am overseas. So that's illegal papers that they were using. I'm in US and they were implementing my that Yahoo or whatever. And those farms, it's not for them to use, it's illegal use. So it looks dirty, all this somebody approved. They had to disapprove. First of all, they are approving fraudulent papers. Look like I allow, or look like I am there. I'm not there, I'm here. And because probably they need signature, ex-wife signed it. Look like me, but it's not me. So expect a lot of forgery. All that have to be disapproved, but they did approve. That's why it looks dirty or strange, but approved, but it should be disapproved. They approve by tricks. And another thing, even if they do copyrights, they should not remove the name. It should be my name. Even if it says I allow, why did you remove the name? If it says I don't like to have my name, that's fraudulent paper, illegal papers. Basically, they were doing illegal papers, and by tricks they copyrighted or approved, but it should be disapproved, including that corporations. They were making corporations based on look like I allow, but I never did allow. I'm not even there. So my ex-wife is talking about my intellectual property, but I'm not there. So they're making up all kind of stuff, look like I allow, or this or this or this. They implement my intellectual property, but it's not me signing, or it's not my papers. And they are opening corporations. So all those corporations, they had to be disapproved for incorporating. You cannot incorporate with fraud, with forgery. So that would be another thing. It look dirty, but somebody approved, because they approve fraud and forgery. Now, besides everything look dirty, from many instances, some say we need to listen particular people for some reason. I guess to me they are more like politicians, or foreign politicians, or communists, which is politician, and they don't understand why do they need to listen. What's my answer? My answer is you don't need to listen then. Why? Because like I said, in '93 I got divorced. So ex-wife is going to Europe, Russia, Ukraine, somewhere there. Keep talking about mine. Not about her, but about mine. So that's already first point. You don't really need to listen them, because it's not their intellectual property. It's not her, and it's not her people. Now, because she doesn't like to get in trouble, so she wanna keep to like particular people. So So she found politicians where she's not in a position to find anyone. She's not a talent that can find talent agent. Like in America, there is talent agency. So sometimes, many times, talent is not doing searching or finding new contract or whatever. He has agents. In terms of intellectual property, another way used in America, I go to particular organization and they are helping me with copyrights and finding the client. So again, either talent agent, like many, I guess, musicians or hockey players are using, they have agents. They don't do search, they have agents for them to do search, and then they sign contracts, be it with studio or whatever, summer performance or whatever. So what for innovation, they have those particular organizations or companies helping to implement your innovation and copyright whatever. So now in case of Olga, she doesn't have a position of talent. In order to copyright, you need to be a talent. In order to look for client, you need to be a talent. And you have lawyer, you show ID, whatever, agreements, signatures. That would be normal way. But she is not a talent. She doesn't have that position. So she found politicians, but they're in illegal use. They didn't purchase, it's not their order. If I would have some kind of order from particular government, I work for them like a contractor, they pay to me, that's my final decision, they go and use it. That would be if I would have, but I never had. So I came to that for myself, right? To go and talk, but because we got divorced, she quickly go and start immediately talking, and I don't know anything about talking, and they started to copyright, even trade, like those Yahoo, or they started to form, all this 94, 95. So in 93 we got divorced. She's looking for people, politicians or communists, but they're not the agent, and they are not the particular company helping with innovation and looking for a client. They're just politicians who have basically no ground like agent or particular company representing my innovation. So she found him, but it's illegal use. They wrote on the paper, look like I allowed, whatever, blah 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 blah, but it's not the attorney, and it's not me going. They don't have ID, they don't have anything. They just put on the paper, look like I allow, I'm okay, whatever. I'm in the United States, and they're putting all kind of bogus papers, and then they're submitting to, I guess, United States, somewhere United States, and then they go and talk. Look like they have talent. They don't have talent. They have ex-wife repeating mine, which she is not a talent. She does not have those rights, so they cannot really implement. So whoever working there in Silicon Valley or Seattle, they need to say we need a talent, not the wife, no, ex-wife actually. If she put wife, that's fraud, because she was divorced, and here and there she put wife just to get the money as wife, but in reality she's divorced. So if you have wife or ex-wife, she cannot represent or submit any paperwork for me. It's like I know in Florida or some other places they have innovation, those companies helping you with whatever copyrights, whatever, and then looking for a market, I guess, for a client. So if she would go to that company, the first question, are you talent or not? No. So who? Husband. So we need a husband. That would be normal way. So do you need to talk to politicians? Yes or no? No, because she found politicians, not me. Those politicians who like them to listen, everybody should listen to them. They are not my agent or not my company representing my innovation. You would need to listen to the agent or the company, not some kind of politician. They found, but they are not. They don't have legal rights. They acquired. So all the references they have to expire. But she's not a talent. She's only repeating and implementing. That's illegal use. So if she's repeating and then she wrote "I allow this fraud." So the repeating, yes, but I allow whatever, it's fraud. Money should go to her fraud. So the company is implementing with fraud. If she signed for me forgery, fraud and forgery, that's what they have. That's not the normal way. And if they tell everybody should listen to them, they're smoking some kind of big, stupid, shitty drugs. Nobody should listen to them. In fact, they have a big chance to get arrested. The first question, we need to listen to you. Are you talent or not? No. Did you talk to talent? Yes or no? If they say yes, it's fraud. They didn't. So did you talk to who? To wife. Not wife, correction, ex-wife. But what do you have to do with the talent? Nothing. Why do we need to listen to you if you have nothing to do with the talent? Can you show me his picture with you? Or signatures or whatever you had with him, relationship? No, he was in US. You made up everything overseas, and you are making up look like everybody have to listen to you, look like you have to do something with him, but in reality he's not even there. He's in America. All you're dealing with ex-wife. So she want money for my intellectual property. She's writing all kind of stupid papers. She's repeating my intellectual property, but all the stupid papers are not legal. They're fake. Signature or I allow this or this. Anything made for me that's illegal. Only papers should be from United States where I was. So if everybody is saying, oh, you need to listen to us, whoever is saying this politician who comes, we need to listen, you need to listen to us. You don't need to listen to them at all. It's not the intellectual property of that exploring the commerce. They did not acquire rights. They're in illegal use. Wife allowed. Wife cannot allow. It's not her intellectual property. It's not the wife actually ex-wife. It's not her intellectual property to allow anything. And it's not her. She doesn't have right to say send all compensation to her. She is not a talent collecting all the compensation. Counting, she is divorced, and there is a divorce certificate. And if she put up his wife, that's again, like I said, that's fraud. All money should go to her. Fraud. If my signature, I like that particular way, money go to her. That's forgery. So nobody need to listen to them. All they have fraud and forgery. Illegal use, because for legal use you need to have my agent or my company that I'm working with, or attorneys. That's who you need to listen to. You don't need to listen to those people who found. So particular people go to Mercedes, they found something, lady or no lady, and they go and talk everywhere and implement. Money should not go to Mercedes, money should go to particular lady or man who found, and politician who found. That's called twisting, illegal use. That's what they have. Illegal use of twisting. Because normally money should go to Mercedes. If for that stuff money should go to Mercedes, it should not go to anyone who was inside and found. Or found and told few group of people and they want to take benefit of it. So money should go to Mercedes, not to her or to that group. That's how it should be. But what they're trying to do, they're trying to say everybody should listen to us because they found from that lady that found. It's completely stupid. Their brain, I'm telling you, they're smoking some kind of stupid shit and then keep talking nonsense. Either they're repeating stupid idiotism of Olga, ex-wife Olga, or they have some own stupid idiotism. So after all, to get the money, it's not their stuff, but to get the money. Basically, they want to take advantage of particular innovation and they want to get paid for this, not being talents, including Olga. So they are all in twisting business with fraud, forgery, and different illegal ways. On top of it, they say everybody needs to listen to us. You don't need to listen to them. You can call international police and say this guy is telling us we need to listen to him. He doesn't look like legal, so you need to take care of that because he's foreigner. We don't need to listen to some kind of crooked foreigner. Call international police. If they keep bugging, call again and they will remove him. It's a few game boys want to get rich. They don't want to do anything. They want to get rich by tricks, basically by illegal use. The problem, the same people are doing fake Nike and fake stuff with Chinese and then ship it to different markets like Mexico or those. I think it's the same kind of group. Copycats and fraudulent papers, fraudulent statements. So you don't need to listen to them. You can forget them. If they bother too much, call international police. Because my system is international, and those who bother you, most likely they are not from America. Just call international police, check on them, and remove them. You don't need to worry. There are many crooks like that. They want to suck money. There are many of them in Europe and everywhere. Now some people might say, why do they walk around, some politicians, and talking? Who approved them? I think Al Gore or some other greedy, crooked politicians. In the head, there is nothing right in the head. Why? Because you don't approve politicians to talk to companies. Is that your intellectual property? Yes or no? Can we see talent? Yes or no? No. Ex-wife said, who cares? It's not her, then it's only saying about intellectual property, but it's not her. And she keep telling, but it's not her. And you came to implement. Why do you need to implement? You have nothing to do with it. You only found. But their brain is greedy and full of corruption ideas. They go with it. How? Well, those Olga's politicians, basically, from what I know, they came and talked to American politicians and promised them some kickbacks, some money. Legally, they should not approve. But because they promised kickbacks, they approved them to walk around and talk. And later, they're thinking they can get away with this. Well, let me tell you, you're talking about bank fraud. He approved bank fraud and finance fraud because those politicians don't have a talent and they have fake papers, look like ILR or fake signatures. And I never was in overseas those areas, so basically they have made up papers and signatures and then talking to companies, and companies are trying to get money. So for finance they have illegal papers, fraud and forgery, so basically finance fraud. And who approved them? Someone like Al Gore or Democrat, some Democrat, Clinton. Because one politician's group came to another one it's not like I was in Germany working at particular building and they're talking for me. They're not talking for me. I'm telling you right now. I'm in America, be it Minnesota, Arizona, or Bay Area. It was beginning 95, or then later Santa Barbara. They're not working for me. They're not my politicians. If they say they have talent, they don't have talent. I'm here. How they can have talent overseas if I'm here? They don't have a talent. They had ex-wife talking about talent. Ex-wife talking about talent for a normal organization, like I was telling you, implementing innovation. They would say, bring your husband. But realistically, they would need to say, bring your ex-husband. Because if she would say husband, that would be fraud already. Bring your ex-husband. So those politicians basically don't have anything. Only ex-wife, blah, blah, blah. And then they put up, look like I'm okay. I'm not okay, and I was okay. Any paper say I'm okay, that's fraudulent paper. Because I wasn't overseas, I was here. And here, I did not make any papers, I'm okay. I never had it. Why would I need to have paper for some kind of politicians? I don't need them. I just go and talk to, company. Whoever wanna incorporate you, okay, this is my idea. Actually, I had to be on corporate documents. Because my intellectual property, I had to be part of those corporate beginning. Be it Amazon, eBay, YouTube, Netflix. You cannot incorporate using mine. You never got rights, nothing. So those incorporations are actually with fraud and forgery of ex-wife, not with me. And who approve? Politicians, American. Basically, they approve crooked politicians who don't have a talent, but probably what talent they have, but they don't have because I'm here, I'm not there. And all they have is ex-wives, fake signatures for me. Talking about mine, but when it comes to somebody should sign, she probably signs. So what they have is signatures, fake signatures. And no ID, no authority, nothing. And somehow they pushed an American, those El Gore or any Democrats of 90s, they approved all this. And then if you check their banks, like overseas or some kind of banks, they're probably getting money from those crooked politicians who used illegal papers. They're getting paid from them. Basically, my ex-wife make all kind of blah blah blah, look like I want money to go there, and then probably they again new trick, money should go El Gore or Democrats. Basically, they made some kind of crooked, corrupt world, starting with one thing: they should not approve him. They should approve talent, not some politicians talking about the talent. You don't approve talkers. You need to approve the talent or his attorney with talent or agent. You didn't have it, so guess what? That's illegal approvals. So Wall Street told me companies should not deal with politicians. I guess there is some kind of problem if too much political influence. But those who were forming those corporations, they were politicians. Or communists, which is politicians. So the beginning point is already wrong. Because ex-wife found politicians, not me. It's not my wish. She found, but not me found. That's the point. So anything they have is pretty much illegal. It is bad corporations. They are not supposed to deal with politicians, but they started with politicians and they still have hidden business with politicians. And it is not my wish, it is ex-wife wish to get back. Lazy bitch doesn't like to work, keep talking about my intellectual property, making all kind of fake papers, trying to get approved, at the end suck dollar where all money should go to her account. Being completely zero brain for all my software decisions and network, so all my money to go there or to politicians. Basically, it's to me it's a criminalistic group that Americans, be it Al Gore or Clinton, I don't know. Well, Clinton was a leader, I guess, for Democratic Party of that time. So him, Al Gore, whoever extra to that, basically they were at the beginning of that stupid corporations creations, because those corporations are stupid shit. You don't create corporations based on paper. You don't create like that. Somebody is allowing. You don't create based on papers like that. Who were doing it? Politicians. Stop right there. Wall Street told me they should not be involved. And what they did with it, exploring, it's opposite. They're all involved. The question should be, did you talk to talent? Yes or no? No. Who did you talk to? Wife. Stop right there. It's ex-wife. Second thing is, you didn't talk to talent. You have nothing to do with talent, so get out. So all those papers for incorporating had to be disapproved. You don't approve illegal use in fake paper. Somebody is allowed. How about Al Gore has house, or Clinton, and I make a paper, he like to give this house to me. Boom, boom, Sakho, Batrix got approved. Okay, take his house. Get out. Keep complaining, get out. Why? It's cool. That's what cool for you. Have cool shit, man. I need to keep talking about for 25 years. I'm telling you, Americans are using my exploring, e-commerce, online education, online banking, trading, .org, illegally, making false statements to the whole planet. Nobody did allow them. It was not okay to implement. All they were doing, listening to X5, crooked head, with all his stupid ideas, a lazy bitch who like to live and do nothing and keep lying and fucking signing for somebody. She keep lying. For every signature, she will get 4 years of prison. Around 4 years. That's German law. Some countries will less, more. 4 years. She signed so many of those. Expect probably easy, just for signatures, probably 100 years prison time, just for signatures. Fraud and money laundering, money diverting funds, all that. 200 countries. I'm telling you, that's a criminalistic, stupid people, and Democrats approved just because it is good for their ass. They're getting kickbacks from pretty much criminal activities or some kind of fuckers like that. Political idiots who don't see difference between husband and wife. Think your husband but they don't deal with husband, they talk to wife and putting up their stupid shit. Forgery is 4 years of prison time. She will not get away from them for every single, because I wasn't there. And for every single signature, 4 years of prison. And I don't know if she did with Russian, some kind of crooks there. They have a lot of Russian crooks there. There's criminalistic heads. I've seen on TV. They have like those. Well, in 90s. Mafia, around Moscow mafia. Some kind of mafia trying to control whatever, do something. And she was at the same time, in 90s.
So she could be dealing with those kind of mafia, whatever. Fake papers, fake signatures, impression look like I'm there. I'm not there. And I can tell sometimes I look, Russia has nothing to do with that exploring. That explorer never came from Russia. It came from Minnesota. And somebody is lying big time, and I think some Europe or even Americans believe it came from Russia. It never came from Russia. That word, internet, might came, but not the exploring. The real internet is only the wire configuration, and my system is not using that wire configuration. They stick that stupid name to mine, and they have nothing to do with mine. And they confuse, and some people are believing. So it could be that one big mafia group, German communist, Russian communist, Russian, who God knows who, and then Democrats approved. Wow. Well, I'm telling you, you have big chance to get arrested for finance fraud, finance and bank fraud, because you should not approve them. They approve them for own benefit, where what they offer is a lot of illegal, and you're part of it illegal. Then probably you're getting money because of their illegal activities, submitting fraud, look like I like this or like that, or money to go this. No, that's fraud. Don't try to make up and then use to your advantage. That would be your bad attempt. It's not my bad attempt, it's your bad attempt if you keep writing all that bullshit. So if anybody is saying you need to listen us, you don't need to listen. They can be arrested any minute, every second, every day, every month. They're an illegal business. Not yours, then not yours. That's it. Stop right there. They don't want to stop. They want to keep using false statements, false papers, fake signatures, make some kind of stupid tricks with banks, rob banks, rob bank accounts. I'm telling you, Olga told about my intellectual property, and it went to wrong hands, and she is in the wrong way too. Because legally in America, either talent's agent or a company helping to implement innovation, and they're looking for people. But so they are not like that. They are politicians with illegal use, illegal papers, illegal signatures, false statements. So basically fraud, forgery, all kind of bullshit on top of it, trying to tell you need to listen to us because some kind of Democrat approved. Basically, that Democrat could be arrested too, any minute, every day, every month. You don't approve politicians. Wall Street told me they should not deal with politicians, so don't approve any politicians, because they don't have talent for that. All they have is repeating, ex-wife repeating. That's not enough. For legal things, you should have talent, attorney, physical presence, whatever. You should not have your talk, or your lies, or your fake signatures. That's all I can tell. Hopefully you'll get some kind of better picture out of it. Have a good time, bye.